What's happening, guys? And welcome back to the Galactic Explorers Podcast, episode number 10. We are there. 10 weeks, guys. 10 weeks. I am your host, Lunchbox, aka Ash. You know, just that personal touch there, guys. And today, I am joined by James and Phil. How are you guys?
Hello.
Hello.
You guys good?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good to hear, good to hear. So, last week we had a bit of a special two-parter. Reason why is because we recorded the episode on the Friday, found out Saturday morning that it had been changed, that the release date had been changed, so we had to record another part. So, we've got all that out of the way with now, guys. That's all in the past, and obviously we've got like two months ahead of us before the actual release of No Man's Sky now. So let's get back to our usual broadcasting speculation. Oh, another thing is the UK release date. I'm sure everyone knows this now, but the UK release date has now been brought forward to the same release date as the rest of Europe. So that is the 10th of August.
Woo.
Haha, y'all gotta wait. I get mine early. Haha.
I hope Steam servers break.
hey, hush your mouth.
No, that's it. I'm jinxing it right now, guys. But yeah,
go to hell.
So I think the original release date for the UK was going to be the 12th of August, so 2 days forward. So that's good. That sounds to me like a mission of intent, so to speak. So you know what I mean, where they decided, look, we put the game back, but we're not going to make everyone wait longer for the release in the UK. We're going to bring it forward and release it in time with Europe. So that sounds positive to me. To me, that sounds like it's not going to get delayed once again.
I have a quick question. I hope it doesn't open a door for too long of a conversation.
No, go ahead.
But rumors are flying. What do you guys think the real reason is they pushed it back? Do you really think it's just more polishing, or are they sneaking in some new shit?
I can't imagine, if they are putting new stuff in, I can't imagine it's going to be too big, just because of the time frame. Don't forget they've got to make the discs and everything,
right?
And obviously burn all the information to the discs and all that crap. But I'm guessing it is polishing. It might be some something to do with the storyline and things.
Right.
Movie animations or whatever. It would be just polished because it was only 4 weeks before the release of the game, pretty much.
Right.
So
all the multiplayer people are like, oh, they're adding multiplayer last minute. All the building gurus are like, oh, they're adding building implements last minute. You know what I mean?
No, that's like.
I don't think it's none of that.
No, that's just like too big a thing. In my opinion, it's too big a thing to add.
Plus, they wouldn't really need to delay the game just to do that. They could do that in an update.
Exactly, and I think that's what they were planning on doing anyway. They even said that they're planning on releasing a more traditional multiplayer experience, but at a later date. So it's not going to be out.
They added another 18 quintillion planets. That's what's.
Oh, fuck my life.
36 quintillion planets.
Yeah, it's like I say, we'll probably never actually find out what it was unless it's a big feature. But I doubt it's a big feature just because, they were ready to release the game 4 weeks after, pretty much. So it will be just something like a bit of animation and textures and stuff like that. Maybe some more bug bashing.
I still think it's just something as simple as distribution or manufacturing is what held it up. Mm-hmm. Personally, I don't think they're really doing anything to the game itself.
If it was going to be if it was going to be distribution and manufacturing, I think it would have come from Sony direct rather than Sean. Because if
it didn't come from anybody directly, it was leaked. You know what I mean?
Well, it was from Sean. Sean ended up fully saying it, didn't he, on that on the PlayStation blog that they've
finally,
but that they're setting the game back. But
Sony could have paid Hello Games to just say it was their fault.
No.
That's true.
Considering that
you're like, dude, just take the bullet and we'll set you up.
I doubt that. Considering they refuse all money except just for marketing purposes,
right?
I doubt it. But if it is manufacturing, I'm guessing it's going to be more to do with Sony's end rather than Hello Games, because obviously, their little team's not able to, make all the copies of the game and shit. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So, guys, before we get all into this, don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section below. It's great to hear your opinions on the things that we talk about, and also if you've got any questions to ask us or anything for us to discuss on the next episode, we'll happily look through your suggestions. Don't forget to leave a like rating as well, and to share this video with your friends about people who don't know what No Man's Sky is, and you can show them this video and people who don't know really what's going on themselves at the minute. But yes, on to today's little talking point, or a couple of talking points really. So we know obviously that planets are going to have life. Now, we've been told roughly it's about 10% of the entire planets will have vast amounts of life.
Yeah.
What do you guys reckon is the thinking behind that, or if there is any thinking behind that, do you think it was just a ballpark figure they were trying to aim for, or do you think they're trying to base it on possible facts that could be in the world?
I think it was more about realism, to be honest, because you think about our universe. Not every single planet has a life. As far as we know, there are none.
Yeah, apart from our own.
But I'm sure the further you get into the universe, the more the bigger chance of finding life there'll be.
Yeah. What,
so
in our real world or in the game, you mean?
In the real world.
Yeah.
But that's why I think that's why I think they've gone for that number, is just to make it a bit more realistic. Mm-hmm. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, it would get old very quickly, wouldn't it? If you saw life on every single planet.
Yeah, in my opinion, it would. Yeah.
You want to go to a planet, find life, find a beautiful world, just be like, wow, And if that was on every single planet, you'd just be like, oh, another good looking planet.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll force you to travel.
Yeah.
You'll leave that planet and you'll remember that planet, won't you? Because
exactly
of that life on there. If every single planet had vast amounts of life, they'll just blur into one another, won't they? You won't have a specific, unless it's a big, massive, specific animal or something. You wouldn't have a specific memory of that place. They'll just kind of all blur into one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because obviously, the ball figure is around 10% of life. Do you think that this 10% is going to be vast numbers of animal life, or do you think it'll have a variant of the amount of animals on the planet?
The way I understand it is 10% of the planets will be lush, beautiful planets.
Yeah.
Full of life. But I think there'll be a variance. I'd say I bet you somewhere closer to 50% of the planets have some amount of life. It might be a teeny tiny bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But from the way I understand, 10% will be fully lush, and then there'll be variances of that from there on.
Yeah. I mean, not that I can remember, but I don't think we've actually seen insects, have we? We've always seen
Yeah, no, I haven't seen any.
A specific sized animal, haven't we? We haven't seen things like kind of a butterfly or a moth or.
Well, there was.
I'm pretty sure I've seen a butterfly.
I saw something that had dragonfly wings, if you will.
Oh, okay.
But it was kind of obscure, and I think it was more the size of, say, a drake. Like a rideable dragon.
Right.
I think it was more along that size. They weren't small. So there's
relatively small insect animals then that we've seen.
I think there was one planet that I saw a butterfly on. It was that it was this tropical planet, and It was where them dinosaurs were, and then that rhino came along. You know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I saw a butterfly on that video.
He come crashing through the jungle and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right, actually. Yeah.
But
I imagine stuff like that's going to be hard to see. Like the games I play, the Forest, Ark, stuff like that. There's bugs in it, and like you could be in first person, that thing will whiz right past your face and not see it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be interesting because obviously this, because of the sheer size of the game, whether they decided to make like small animals like insect size caterpillars or whatever.
Could you imagine that though? Just like flying your ship really low, and then you just get like hear a bug splat on your screen.
Oh, that's crazy. it would just surprise me just from not like the fact there's a bug there. It was just like the fact that the game's gone to such small depths of detail that they've put specific bugs, like small insects onto planets and things.
Right.
That'd be so crazy. Here's one for you. Do you think they'll have like their own life cycle, so to speak? So like, obviously, we know that that you can send a species extinct, but being born, like, will animals be born? Obviously, they'll probably just spawn in, but obviously, will they spawn in as like babies, and then they'll end up growing?
That's a good question.
I never thought of that. I know that has been implemented into games in general. Ark has it.
Yeah.
You can breed dinosaurs, pop out an egg, incubate it, have a baby. You can find babies in the wild also now.
But yeah, we're like interested to see.
I bet they do.
Yeah,
I bet it has that.
We had to see if they like have also like, because although we know that each planet kind of has its own general biome. So like a snow planet will predominantly be a snow planet. They'll have like some aspects, but whether kind of like a seasonal aspect will take place as well, and whether like certain animals will have like migratory instincts that occur in the game. So like, you see like these like larger herbivore looking animals. If you'll see like, if you're flying along and you'll see like a pack of like 50 of them just making their way across the landscape or something towards like the south or to the north or whatever of the planet.
Oh, just seeing like animals migrating to find like water and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That would be great.
It would be, yeah, just seeing like 50 of them from your spaceship.
Have you guys ever seen anything like that in other games? Can you think of a game that has done that in the past?
Not what springs to mind straight away. I'm trying to think whether like
I was just checking out a demo for a game called Universim.
Right.
SIM. And it actually has that. The game, you can't even play the demo yet. All you can do is check out the planets.
Oh, okay.
But it has that. It has like weather patterns, if you will.
Yeah.
And the animals kind of fluctuate along with it.
That's quite cool, that. I mean, yeah. I know...
and it's a planet game, so...
Yeah, I know implemented in real life, marine... if you can get like fish tanks, but if you get like a marine tank, you can get a... I'm not sure what it is, but it's like a little wave machine and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But you can actually sync it to specific... These monitors, what monitor the marine oceans in real life. So if you've got like certain fish, if you've got fish from like the Indian Ocean, you can sync this thing up to the Indian Ocean, and it will implement the waves, what are like the general waves, what are going on in the Indian Ocean at that time. So if there's a storm, it'll be quite choppy in your tank.
That's cool.
So it can't be that hard to, if you can buy them for like your fish tank, it can't be hard to like try and implement some kind of similar system,
right,
into like a game of some description. Like if they just choose general like wavelengths. Obviously the game's based on mathematics. Obviously the hooves are based on like mathematical waves and stuff like that. I can't imagine it being too hard to do the same thing with the water and stuff like that, or even like temperature, the heat and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's going really in depth into the programming of the game, though.
It's really curious as to like how much the game is going to be, not monetary wise, but like the game itself, what's it?
Self-aware.
How much is it going to have when it first comes out compared to how much they have planned for the future?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, though. I think with the whole going back to the game being delayed, it's possible that's why they want to release an entire game. Obviously, they are going to add things to the game, but predominantly they're going to add a game where they may not need to put a day one patch into the game, because and I don't understand companies these days where they have to do a day one patch. It's like, why don't you just finish the fucking game in the first place? Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you could have taken an extra month and finished it and not have to release a day one patch, which is like nearly 10 gigabytes.
Yeah.
Because you download the game and then you've still got to wait another hour or so for this 10 gig patch to download, and it's just
you're bringing me back to WoW nightmares.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I mean. That's another reason why they could be obviously they've delayed the game, is so the release to an extent the full game without any obviously add-ons or extras, and what they're planning on giving away in the future. But it would be interesting to see that. I've lost my train of thought. What were we talking about?
Sorry, I'm failing.
Yeah.
I was yelling at my dogs.
No.
No.
We're talking about weather patterns and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
We are like the shittiest podcast hosts ever. We don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
Well, it's a conversational podcast, isn't it? But obviously
we've lost hope.
I'll cut this bit out, so you know. But yeah, so like getting back onto the animal side, do you think we'll find planets where they'll just be like reptilian looking?
I think the animals are going to relate to like what kind of planet it is. So like if it's like a really hot like desert like planet,
yeah,
then like the animal's going to be like more scaly,
yeah,
and that kind of thing, you know.
Like reptiles, obviously cold blooded.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
And
I would like to see a planet that has no solid mass, like a liquid ball,
just like a water world kind of thing.
Yeah, like full of creatures that we haven't even dreamt of yet.
Yeah,
space whales.
That would be cool. I mean, we have seen quite a lot of planets where it's just been...
Space whales, yes, we need space whales too.
Well, there's been quite a lot of planets, like videos anyway, of the planets where it's just islands. There's just loads of islands dotted around.
Right.
But not a planet where it's just entirely a water world kind of thing.
Or a gas planet like Saturn or something.
Well, I don't think they're doing gas planets. I think they said. I think all the planets you can actually go onto. So they will have like some solid state of some kind. I mean, obviously with a water world, you still have like the solid underneath it, like on the base of the planet. But I mean, I don't know if any of you guys have played Subnautica.
No,
I've checked it out. I almost bought it, but I haven't done it yet.
It's a great game. It is a great game.
Do you have it?
I have it on both PC and on Xbox One, as it has just come out on Xbox One as well.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Cool.
But it's a really good game. It's another sandbox game. So like it's like Minecraft, but you're just on not a desert planet, on a completely water world planet, and you can build like submarines and things and underwater bases. But yeah, so every time I think of like a water world planet in No Man's Sky, I just think back to Subnautica. But it would be quite cool. I mean, like I said, it would be nice if we could see like the extremes of the planets that you can get at E3 or something. So like we've seen like a cold planet, haven't we, and a really hot planet. It'd be nice to see like you said, a completely water planet or a completely rocky planet or like a volcano planet kind of thing. But that's what I mean. They've always stated as well at not at E3, but whenever they do interviews about the videos that they make, it's always hard to demo or make a trailer for the game because obviously they're not guaranteed to find a perfect planet to do a video based on it, are they?
Yeah.
But I'm guessing it's gonna be the same with finding animals to demo as well. Because obviously, if you find a really nice looking planet, but then you can't find any like nice looking animals to show off, it's kind of it's understandable. I mean, that might be another reason why they delay the game in the first place because they're struggling to find demo friendly videos to show.
Yeah, and he's also said in the past he only kind of really likes to show things that people could be familiarized with.
Yeah. I mean,
so that narrows it down even further.
Yeah. I mean, like obviously they have said the closer you get to the center, the weirder things get and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
Obviously, I guess in all the planets that we've seen so far have been pretty on the outside of the galaxy.
They've been pretty dumbed down, really.
Yeah.
Like I could just imagine just like getting closer to the center and being able to see like the weirdest fucking shit.
Right.
And you're like, what is going on? Am I still playing No Man's Sky, or is this like a horror film?
Just completely tripping balls.
How much LSD have I taken today?
Yeah. Oh man. But it would be just crazy. Go on, sorry.
My imagination really starts to run wild when I think about some of the things Sean has said in the past.
Yeah.
And you kind of piece different things from different interviews together.
Yeah.
You know, like he doesn't like to show things that people might not be familiar with.
It's kind of like a hodgepodge if you try and put them together, isn't it?
Yeah.
It doesn't make a lot of sense, kind of thing. I mean, there is that one interview where he said that there is going to be like a main protagonist of the game.
Right.
And like there is some sort of story behind the whole thing, but then that was the only time that he's mentioned it, and that was like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
So like we've not heard anything else about the story or this protagonist or whatever since then. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I can't wait for E3. I'm really hoping that they show something new off at E3. Otherwise, I'm just gonna cry.
Yeah.
I'm really thinking that the protagonist is something, I don't know, like celestial. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, they have mentioned
for
like,
something to be a protagonist over 18 quintillion planets. That's got to be a huge entity. I don't think it'll have. I don't know. It's like
maybe,
yeah.
But like I said, not some. Like I've seen some people suggest that it could be the little robots, what they're called. I've just lost my mind.
The Sentinels.
Yeah,
Sentinels,
the Sentinels.
yeah.
My mind just went on a complete blank then. The Sentinels suggested that it could be the Sentinels, but they're working to protect the planets, so that doesn't make sense to me. Because that would technically make you the bad guy and this protagonist is the good guy.
Just you wait. It's gonna end out to be like the storyline of iRobot.
Oh, Christ almighty.
That would be kind of interesting, though.
It would be quite interesting.
Or like that, but opposite or split. Like
yeah,
whatever made the Sentinels is dead now from battling the protagonist, and the protagonist is like in a slumber or some shit, and we wake it up.
Maybe that would be quite cool.
You know, and the Sentinels are what's left over from whatever was keeping it at bay or something. You know. I don't know. We'll find all that out in the lore.
I think it might revert back to just like a simple like Star Wars kind of thing, like there's just a big empire or something.
What if, like, you know the Sentinels are there just like to protect like the nature and things like that.
Yeah.
What if that's just like a cover up, and there's actually an underlying reason why they're actually there?
Maybe they might be scanning for like stuff. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I could go on for hours.
Yeah, definitely.
About this kind of thing.
I know, right? It's like maybe we're the protagonist and don't know it yet.
Ooh, kind of
Yeah.
First KOTOR there.
Like you won't find out until the very end or something that your race is the one responsible or some shit.
That's full on Knights of the Old Republic. That is.
Right.
Your character can't remember his past, and then he finds out that he was a Sith Lord He's lost his memory. That is crazy. Yeah, because there's also that speculation that you're a Sentinel as well, and that just makes ball sense to me.
No, it's rubbish.
Yeah, I mean, even Sean Murray said in that interview that he wants you guys to make your own stories, and if you're technically one of these Sentinels, then they can't make you a Sentinel and then not give you a storyline, so to speak, because everyone's gonna be thinking, like, if you find out that you're a Sentinel, then everyone's gonna be thinking like, well, how did you like become so like you kind of forgot your memory or whatever? Everyone's gonna be thinking there's got to be a storyline if you're going to be a Sentinel. So I can't imagine that. I'm just thinking it's going to be we're just explorers, so to speak. There's nothing special about us.
We're basically Lara Croft.
I mean, that's another thing though. Like they're saying, like everyone's going to say, "Oh, you won't find out what you look like until you meet someone." I can't imagine that's going to be a part of the game either. I think we're all going to pretty much look the same.
I do too.
It's just
like Halo.
Yeah, it's not going to be a big part of the game, so to speak. So, but yes, I think getting back to these animals, it would be interesting to see how the environment affects what type of species or whatever animals you find on certain planets. I mean, especially on cold planets, you tend to find, well, in the cold places on Earth, you tend to find animals with thicker coats, if they're mammals and things.
Right.
Yeah.
And you hardly find any reptiles and stuff like that. It would be interesting to see. I mean, I'd love to see a lot more of the water animals. I mean, we've seen like shoals of fish, and there's like a picture of the odd shark, but nothing huge sized. We haven't seen anything massive as of yet. Not that I can remember anyway. Of a water animal. And
no, but I imagine we will.
Yeah.
I mean, like going back to what I was talking about with like a water world too. Like my mind keeps going back to this documentary I saw. I don't know if you've guys seen this, but they found pools of methane under the ocean.
Right.
Because the depths are so pressurized that it holds it down. Well, if you've ever seen that footage, you're in the water and you're looking down on a lake of methane. It gives you the feeling that you're not in water anymore because you're looking at water, but it's not water, it's methane.
Yeah, it's gas. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No.
So like,
yeah.
And I got a sneaking suspicion we're going to find a lot of weird variables within the atmospheres of the planets, which is going to allow for the strangest of creatures.
Well, that's really, it's crazy because is the game trying to be a simulator, or if is it not trying to be a simulator? Because obviously going into like you said, if you find like a place like that under the water, then that's in the realms of a simulation, isn't it? And obviously, and then you will find obviously these really weird, like when they go to like these like those kind of places, they find new species of fish, don't they, and things that hang around these methane clouds.
Right.
But obviously that's getting like super into depth into a planet's the planet's biology itself.
Yeah. And I think that's going to be a big part of how the planets work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it would be really interesting. I mean, if they've gone into such depths with things like that, they'll probably have made like tidal systems. Obviously where the tides rise and get lower as well.
Possibly, right?
Because obviously we know the planets spin. It's not the sky spinning around the planet. It's the planet's spinning inside of space.
And we also know that like if you destroy the ground near the water will flow into it.
Yeah.
So it has that momentum in it. So yeah.
I'm gonna look back to see some of the videos where there's water. I'm gonna see if the water's actually moving in the game.
That's a good idea.
I can't remember off the top of my head if it's actually moving and things like that. But yeah, I'll have to have a look. But yes, guys, I think we can call it a wrap there. We've been going on for 40 minutes nearly. So thank you so much, guys, for joining us this week. Don't forget to smash the like button, leave a comment asking us a question or what would you like to hear from us next episode. Make sure you like I said, comment, subscribe to the channel as well. It really helps us out. It knows that you guys want to hear more from us. Also, share the video with everyone that you know. Just share it. Share it now. Press that share button.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it now.
Make sure you follow me on Twitter. I mean, these guys will have all their googly goodness in the description down below as well. I'll make sure I put it down there. Check them out on YouTube, Facebook, Steam, and I think that's it. Twitch. Someone got Twitch?
Yes.
Twitch as well. I'll stick their Twitches down there. So make sure you guys check these guys out as well. And from me to you guys, I will see you next time.